The Louvre Museum in Paris, a fortress of art, history, and prestige, considered one of the most secure structures on Earth. But on a quiet October morning, that illusion shattered. This wasn't a movie scene, it was real. A robbery so daring it humiliated an entire nation. October 19th, 2025. A calm, ordinary morning in Paris. The museum doors open to the public as usual. Guards at their stations, tourists streaming in from all over the world, cameras clicking, footsteps echoing across marble floors. 8:30 a.m. Just 30 minutes after opening, something strange appeared by the River Seine side of the museum. A large white truck pulled up quietly. From the outside, it looked like a furniture delivery truck, the kind used to lift heavy items to upper floors. But this wasn't any delivery. Inside were 4 men, dressed as construction workers in bright orange and yellow vests, but their faces hidden behind black balaclavas. 2 of them stepped out, extended the truck's mechanical lift, and in seconds rose up toward a balcony on the first floor. That balcony led directly into one of the museum's most prestigious halls, the Gallery of Apollo. It's the same gallery that holds France's royal treasures, crowns, tiaras, and jewels once worn by emperors and queens. But to reach those treasures, there was one major obstacle, a wall of thick, reinforced glass. As soon as they reached the balcony, one thief pulled out an industrial-grade disc cutter. The screech of the blade sliced through the morning air, and in a matter of seconds, the impossible became possible. They were inside. At that moment, the museum's alarm system blared. Guards rushed toward the gallery. But the thieves didn't panic, not even for a second. They pointed their power tools toward the guards, threatening them, and kept working as if they had all the time in the world. Following emergency protocol, security began evacuating tourists. Panic filled the museum. Eyewitnesses later described the scene as pure chaos. No one understood what was happening except the thieves. While the museum emptied, they smashed open the display cases, one after another, and carefully picked up 9 priceless artifacts. Then, as calmly as they came, they slipped back out through the same broken glass, climbed down the lift, and jumped onto 2 waiting scooters. Within seconds, they were gone. According to police, the entire operation, from parking the truck to disappearing into Paris traffic, took just 8 minutes. Inside the museum, the robbers spent 4 minutes. Before leaving, they tried to set fire to the truck, hoping to destroy evidence. But a brave museum employee intervened, saving crucial clues from being erased. The thieves vanished along the A6 motorway, racing through the Boulevard Périphérique and along the Seine. What followed was national outrage. For France, a country that guards its history like treasure, this was humiliation. But the biggest question remained, what did they steal? When the inventory was checked, France mourned. 8 royal treasures were gone. And though the 9th, a 170-year-old crown belonging to Empress Eugénie, wife of Napoleon III, was recovered on the road, it was badly damaged. The crown had fallen during their escape, scratched and bent. The museum director later said, "It can be repaired, but what we lost can never be replaced." Among the missing items, a tiara and brooch belonging to Empress Eugénie, an emerald necklace and earrings of Empress Marie-Louise, Napoleon Bonaparte's second wife, a sapphire jewelry set from Queen Hortense, and a 19th century reliquary brooch, glittering with thousands of diamonds, emeralds, and precious stones. Their combined material value was estimated at $102 million. But experts said their historical value was beyond price. Curiously, the thieves ignored the most valuable items in the gallery, the Regent diamond, worth over $60 million, and other legendary stones like the Sancy and Hortensia diamonds. They knew exactly what they came for, which led investigators to suspect a commissioned heist, a theft planned and funded by someone who knew the collection intimately. The French Ministry of Culture called it a loss not of money, but of history. But the question everyone asked was, how? How could the world's most famous museum fail so miserably at security? When investigators began digging, the findings were astonishing. The room where the theft happened had no CCTV coverage. Even the outdoor cameras couldn't fully capture the balcony the thieves used. And then came the biggest shock. A local alarm system on that very balcony had been malfunctioning for days. It was never fixed. Senator Nathalie Goulet told the BBC, if that alarm had been working, the thieves would have been caught within seconds. After the heist, the museum director admitted the failure and offered to resign, but the ministry refused. This robbery reopened old wounds in French history, because this wasn't the first time the Louvre was robbed. In 1911, a museum employee stole Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, hiding it under his coat and walking straight out. It took 2 years to recover it from Italy, but that theft ironically made the Mona Lisa the most famous painting in the world. In 1976, thieves broke a window and stole King Charles X's sword. It was never found. And in 1998, a painting was cut from its frame and vanished, still missing to this day. And now, 27 years later, it happened again. As of now, over 100 investigators are working on the case. On October 25, 2025, police arrested 2 suspects, both linked by DNA evidence taken from gloves, helmets, and the truck. One had a prior record in gold theft. Authorities believe the heist was meticulously planned, possibly involving insiders. The stolen artifacts haven't yet been recovered, but the investigation is tightening. The Louvre reopened to the public on October 22nd, except for the Gallery of Apollo, which remains sealed off. This wasn't just a robbery, it was a message. Even the most secure places on Earth can bleed.